Welcome to the Spurs 9501 podcast. We've got Sayan from Kolkata Spurs with us today, and he's going to do his analysis on the match between Tottenham and Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, which Spurs won 3-1. So Sayan, very welcome to you to the podcast.
Yeah, thank you. Pleasure to have you. Have chat with you as well.
Okay. Perfect. So great. So Sayan, first thing I wanted to ask you about the match is Jose went to a back five, so he had three centre-backs and two wingers coming up and down. What did you think of that formation? Do you like that formation, or do you think it's not good?
Well, at least it clicked the other day, I would say. So it's definitely worked against Sheffield. But I would be really interested to see how it works with teams like Liverpool because the next match we have is against Liverpool. So it will be really, interesting to see how Jose comes with a formation, whether he will be playing a back five or back four again. So it all depends on, I guess, the team that we are playing against. But yeah, I think back five gives us a more defensive stability, whereas we can still go forward, and basically it uses Aurier, the strength of Aurier as a wing back, because now he has more freedom going forward, and same as Reguilon, because Reguilon has immense speed, I would say. So he has immense abilities. We have seen the other day he can cross really well. That cross against to Harry Kane, wow, what a cross that was, really. So I would say that yes, he has both abilities in both attacking as well as going back and defending. So yeah, I think it would make sense if Jose picks up a back five against Liverpool. Love the way he did against Sheffield. So yeah, it's a win-win according to me, I would say.
Okay, so basically what you're saying there is because Aurier and Reguilon more attacking players, this formation gives them the ability to attack without having to worry about defending, because we got the three centre-backs covering them. Yeah?
Yes, in a way I would say. But again, it's kind of, I would say, worry seeing Davis as a centre-back. But still, I think, we might be seeing Alderweireld in that place going forward. So hands down, I would say I have seen one of the best performances in Rodon. So yeah, he's an exciting centre back, and a young talent as well. So
I was going to ask you. I'll come on to Rodon. Yep. I just wanted to ask you, how do you think the new players did? Like Joe Rodon came in, Steven Bergwijn again came in. Give us your views on how you thought they played.
Well, Joe Rodon, as I said, exciting player, and really he also has pace, and the way he recovered against Sheffield. So that counter attack, he just came across the line and then just did a good interception. So I'm really a fan of him now. So yes, a good centre back with lots of potential, and yes, long way to go for him, but yeah. We are still yet to see the best of him. And talking about Bergwijn, yes, I would really like to see him score some goals now, because he is now coming to that aspect gradually that you need to contribute more towards goals. Yes, we understand that you are a team player and you are contributing towards team goals. That assist to Ndombele was amazing. But yes, the finishing was equally better, I would say. But the assist was really good. So it's now time for him to maybe find those spaces, find those areas between two men where he can just go in and tap the ball into the goal. So that is something I guess we need to gradually see from Bergwijn now. Now he's getting accustomed gradually into Premier League. So and his strength coming to his best possible way. So I guess it's something we need to see from him now.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think it's a confidence thing. Once he gets a couple of goals, I think you see a lot of him. So Bergwijn, Rodon, etc. What did you think about the midfield setup with Højbjerg and Ndombele just playing in front of him? Do you like that, or do you prefer Winks or Sissoko in there with Højbjerg?
I would say we have two best midfielders in the Premier League now in the name of Højbjerg and Ndombele. Anyone can argue with me, but I would still say it's Ndombele, hands down Ndombele and Højbjerg, and one of the best signings, I would say, of this season. Ndombele was kind of a questionable character in the last season, but gradually we have seen him reviving. Jose working hard on him, and lockdown really proved to be a boon for Ndombele, I would say. So we have seen the next version of Ndombele, the one we used to see him at Lyon, and and it was really good to see him play 90 minutes against Sheffield.
Yeah.
So that was again a really good thing, I would say. So yes, and Ndombele is a revelation. Yes, that goal we can always argue whether it was a fluke or whether it was a really wonder goal. Whether it should go for Puskas or not.
What do you think it was?
I think it was completely intentional. Yeah, he might also be thinking to give a assist to Reguilon, but either case it would have gone in. So I would take it any day as a goal from Ndombele. So yeah. So and Højbjerg, I don't think I need to say anything about Højbjerg because he is an amazing player, an amazing bargain, and an amazing business by Mr. Levy, I would say. And so he is the player that we were wanting in the defensive midfield, bringing in stability, bringing in that dominance in the midfield, and trying to motivate players all around him. So yeah, perfect signing and perfect player.
So tell me a bit about how the match went. So we got the early goal from Aurier, which is a header, really bad marking. Were you worried then that we would just sit back and just defend a 1-0 lead like we did before because Son missed an opening to make it 2-0? Did you think we sat back or did you think we went for the second goal?
Well, being a Spurs fan always makes you think the same, I guess. At least in the recent times that we will after scoring a goal we will sit back. But it was really impressive to see. Yes, we did not sit back. Yes, obviously, whenever Sheffield had the ball, we always gone behind and we try to defend as a team. And then that is what is expected from a team which Jose manages because he always prefers total football, the one we always have seen from the other teams he has managed. So yes, that is something we will always see, and it's not going to change throughout the season, I would say. And but yes, it's actually good that we are now seeing that we are going for the kill. We have the famous phrase going for the kill. So yes, we are going for it. It was really heartbreaking to see Son missing a sitter from there. It was a great lob ball, I would say, but unfortunately it hit the post and came back. So yeah, it was really heartbreaking to see, but it would have been some more goals and some more glory for us if we did what had gone in.
Sure.
So maybe, yeah, but still it was kind of a worry in the second half, I would say, when they Sheffield started attacking, and rightfully so, they will be doing it because it's at the end of the day, it's a home ground and they know the conditions better than us.
So,
but yeah.
So tell me, so we went 2-0 up. So tell me about what went wrong. How did Sheffield United score their goal? I mean, there's a good cross and a good header, but defending wise, what did we do wrong there, Sayan? What did we do to stop that? Why couldn't we stop that goal? What do you think?
Look, I guess we have already complaining about set pieces, right? So most of the goals that we are conceding are against set pieces.
But this wasn't a set piece, though. This wasn't a set piece. This was open.
It was not a set piece, but it was kind of the scenario was.
I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like a free kick, wasn't it?
Kind of, you can say. So it was a cross on the left hand side, a brilliant cross, I would say, and an equally met header. That's for sure. But yes, again, it was kind of a fault from Davis because he was unable to mark his man. He just went over him and it went in. So it's kind of a I won't say it's the sole fault of Davis, but at some point of time I can also think of if Lloris could have come forward and grabbed that ball instead of letting someone hit the ball. So
but that's two mistakes now, Sayan, from Ben Davis. The first one against Wolves, that they got the equaliser in the 86th minute, and now he's made a mistake from here. So his defending needs to improve, doesn't it?
Well, he is actually a left back, I would say. Yes, we can argue because we know he plays as a centre back for Wales for some time, and he used to play as a centre back. But I still think he is a full back and he's not a complete centre back, or as a renowned centre back, I would say. So yes, in those lines, we either need to see a different person as a centre back, or else we need Davis to improve his defensive skills for sure. So it's either way around, I would say.
So you don't think it's Eric? You don't think because Eric Dyer? Don't you think Eric Dyer was to blame because Eric Dyer also missed the header against Fulham? Eric Dyer went over his head here. Do you think his positioning was wrong?
I think Eric Dyer's positioning was. I won't go into those lines because we can blame anyone for a goal, right? So it can either be bad positioning, it can either be bad interceptions, or it can be a failure to intercept a pass, whatever be it. So it can be, we can also blame the person who is tracking the person who is taking across. So
Yeah.
we can blame anyone possible.
We can blame the defender, the midfielders for not stopping the cross. I just wanted to get
Yeah,
your
that's
view.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just wanted to get your view on that. Yeah, so okay, so when it went to 2-1, beautiful header by McGoldrick, really good header. Did you start thinking, oh my God, here we go again, 2-1?
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I think all Spurs
fans did that.
Yeah.
I think all the Spurs fans did had this feeling that yes, now it is Spursy. Now we are going to sit back, try to defend one goal, and at one point maybe on the stoppage time, Sheffield will give one more equalizer, and that's it. We have been ruined. So, but yeah, it's a good thing that we have got a quick response back. Thanks to Ndombele for that, for that wonder goal. But yes, we have definitely gone for the kill after we conceded. There were a couple of other chances with Harry Kane and Son, I would say, but yes, unfortunately that were not converted. That went over the bar. Yes, I was really happy to see that. But yes, I'm still missing that utter dominance that we do, because we are still seeing teams like Sheffield trying and bringing ball inside our penalty box, close to our penalty box, I would say. So the complete dominance in a game, yes, as Jose said perfectly, that we might not be seeing that because possession is not something which Jose is very interested in. So yeah, so
it's also because the Premier League is so competitive. It's really difficult for 90 minutes to completely. It happens sometimes, like Liverpool beats Crystal Palace 7-0, but it's very difficult to dominate a team for 90 minutes unless they're really, really bad. And there's even Sheffield United, they're bottom of the league, but still they gave us a scare. What's your thoughts that if Ndombele hadn't scored so quickly after Sheffield scored, do you think Sheffield potentially could have equalised if it stood at 2-1 for quite a long time?
Well, I think if we would have sit back and waited for and just absorb the pressure going on absorbing, and then maybe at some point of time there would be some kind of similar set pieces, and we know Sheffield for their not only Sheffield but every Premier League team looks at chances near the box. Sure. So and I bet even the Sheffield manager know that we have a weak point in the set pieces.
Yeah.
So they would always maybe they would have done one or two substitutions where the player would have been fresh. Someone would have made a lazy tackle. Either inside the penalty box, and that's a penalty. If outside penalty box, that would have been upset piece. Sure. So, and they would have gone for one or two equalizers. So, yeah, that would have been very much possible. But yes, we did not go into that kind of a scenario, and instead we gave them a blow. So that's a really good thing, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. But all in all, your summary on the match, a good win. Don't forget, it's the bottom team in the Premier League, so they made us look better than we were probably. So, what's your overall summary of the match then? What's your
I would say a strong performance, but I would also equally think that, or also I would equally like to think that it's not something we should rejoice about because it's again a team like Sheffield who is in the bottom half of the team. But yes, it gives some confidence to our players to go and play against Liverpool. Who is not in the best forms currently, but yes, they can be fearful at any time of the day because they even have players like Salah, Mane, as well as Jota and Firmino. So it can happen anytime of the day. So we have seen the previous game against Liverpool where a couple of mistakes has really cost us the entire match. the entire 3 points. We could have really won those games because Bergwijn missed a sitter and a couple of other chances which we would have got. So I don't know, but I don't want that same kind of a thing to happen in the next Liverpool game.
No.
Yes, this game would really give a boost to all of our players, including Harry Kane, because his response and his clinical shooting is something we are just loving to see.
Yeah.
So those presence of mind and everything is something that will be helpful, at least for the next match against Liverpool.
So Sayan, before we finish off, I just want to get your thoughts on a couple of things, really, just see what you think. The first thing is, why is Toby Alderweireld not playing the last 2 games? What's your thoughts about that? I think Toby's our best centre back, but what do you think?
Well, there can be a couple of reasons. I see. I'm not a pundit here, like Alistair Gold or Fabrizio Romano. So I really don't know what's the thing behind it. But what I feel is maybe Jose is saving the best for he's for the last, because we have a game against Liverpool, and we also have games, critical games coming forward. So I guess that's the reason he's trying to shuffle players instead of making him time. And I also feel Toby is now he's early 30s, so I guess it's 31 or 32. Yeah. So yes, he is more prone to get injured and more prone to get tired. So
maybe.
Jose is not really taking a risk by playing him in games like Sheffield and the other game. But I guess that's the reason Jose is trying to save Toby for games like Liverpool. So hopefully we will see Toby against Liverpool if there is no injury that we go to see. But I hope that's not the case.
Do you think Toby is our best centre back when he's playing?
Ideally, arguably, yes, I would say, because Toby's presence of mind and Toby's ability to block a shot is still better than all our centre backs that we have. But yes, I was really, amused. It's not amused, but I was really, surprised and really amazed to see Rodon playing such good play, such a good game. Yeah. So I would really see how he plays with Alderweireld maybe in place of Alderweireld. So yesterday, so on the Sheffield game, he played in the place of Alderweireld and he really did well. So it would be something really interesting to see how things work out. So if Rodon plays at his best, I think he can be equal to Alderweireld.
Okay. And the last thing I want to ask you before we close the podcast is, I want you to answer this question for me. Yeah, why is Gareth Bale not playing?
Well, I guess that's something which all as Spurs fans are waiting eagerly.
Yeah.
And I also feel that Gareth should really get some game time, but at the end of the day, we also need to think from a team perspective, because to be very frank, Gareth is not really at his best anymore, and his best days are maybe they are yet to come, maybe they have passed, but what I feel is Gareth's current form is not at par with what is demanded of him right now. So
he's had no game time, Sayan. He's had no game time. He's not started a Premier League match I don't think he's even ever started a Premier League match. We were 1-1 against Fulham. We needed a goal. That was the ideal time to bring Gareth Bale on. I would argue that even 80% Gareth Bale is better than most players. He's one of the best players in the world when he was top.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you.
Why can't he get a game at the moment? I don't think anybody knows the answer, but I wanted to hear what you had to say about it.
I completely agree with it, because I also know I personally also have no answers, but what I can assess from the current situation is that Gareth's fitness and Gareth's the ability to bounce back into a game, that zeal is currently is lacking. To be very frank, I mean, that old Gareth Bale is something we all are missing.
No,
and I guess yes. I'm sorry, I think I missed.
We know it's not the old Gareth Bale who could run like 100 miles.
Right.
We know that. But even then, he should be able to add value with free kicks, corners. He can play a role up front. If Kane wants to push back, he can play up front as well. I'm just surprised.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of good headers from him. I guess so. So maybe Reguilon can just drive in a cross, and he can head and tap in a goal. So yes, those kind of scenarios is always open, and we can argue on those lines. But I guess we as a team are playing more fluent and more fast game of football than and which is something which Gareth has yet to cope up. I mean, he's not yet ready to take up that kind of a fast-paced role that Jose is trying to put forward in this team. So even players like Ndombele has taken such a long time to cope up with. So I guess Gareth would really take some time to have that kind of a tempo. So I guess that is something which is missing. I don't know whether Mourinho still will take one risk in the next season by extending the loan of Gareth Bale, but I would really love to see him play for Spurs again.
Okay, excellent. Sayan, listen, it's been a pleasure talking to you, listening to your really, really expert analysis on the game and your thoughts. It's been really good. And we'd really like to have you back on the podcast again to, talk about other matches and also talk specifically about Kolkata, India, etc. So that would be really great. So pleasure again speaking to you. And we look forward to seeing you.
Time to meet. It was really a nice session that we had, guys. So yeah, a lot of insights, a lot of discussions, and really looking forward to have a discussion with you once again.
Excellent. And all I will say is come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.